Hi, my name is Eric Tidd, and this is my ENME 351 project lab. So I decided to build a robotic crossbow. The foundation of this is just a Vex Robotics kit that I bought, and I actually had to buy more parts for it in order to create a transmission for the lifting mechanism and the stepper motors, as well as the trigger mechanism. So this is the servo motor that controls the trigger mechanism. It locks the wheel in order to keep the bow from going in place and also releases it when it is ready. This is the lifting mechanism, which is controlled by another stepper motor here. It moves those two bars, which end up lifting the bow to the desired degrees. It also moves back to release. Now, the bow is pulled back by this stepper motor here, and rotates the gear and pulls the string back. The sensor I decided to use is this magnetic field sensor. Basically, it interacts with the magnetic field and spits out an analog value. I use it to determine whether or not the bow is grounded. See the magnet here that it interacts with, and when the bow isn't locked in, it tells you. I think it's safe to say that all good crossbows come with a laser, so does this one. The magnetic sensor discussed before determines when the bow is lifted, so that it also allows the laser to come on like this. All right, time to see this in action. So I use processing to interact with the bow and tell the Arduino when to move to the next sequence. I use a button to pull back the bow, and then I use the mouse click in order to tell it to lock, which is the servo moving down. Now, of course, safety first before loading. Now the bow's locked, loaded, and ready to lift. So I use a potentiometer to change the angle, the analog value to an angle that I rotate the bow to, and it lifts. Now once it's lifted, it's ready to fire. So now that the bow's been fired, it recognizes that it can lower itself down now on its own, turns the laser off, recenters itself, and now I can re-go through the sequence by clicking reload. So ultimately, this had to be one of the most fun projects I've ever been a part of or got to do in school. I really got to use all of the engineering theory that I've learned over the last few years and apply it. I got to do some rubber band strength testing like this in order to find the K value and determine what size motor I needed. I also got to learn a lot about stepper motors and servos and a lot of different things. And there was so many times when I had to readjust everything that I was doing and organize the crossbow and fabricate different parts just because I was working within the limited parts that I had. But really, this had to be one of the best times that I've spent on a project, and I enjoyed it very much. So that was my project lab, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it. And thank you very much for the excellent semester, and all the best.